I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin Dijs, and in this video I will show you how to make $641.45 on ClickBank Native Native Ads in just one day. So if you look at the overview, the last couple of days have been quite consistent, all above $100 in revenue. And yesterday was quite a big day, $641. So in this video, I'm going to take you inside the campaign, how to read the data, how to optimize the campaign, what to specifically look for. So if you watch until the end of this video, you will have a complete understanding on what to do. And if you haven't watched the video I did before on this specific campaign, this is the Okinawa Flat Belly Tonic product, which appears to be working quite well. Anyway, on our way we go to the tracker, and inside the tracker I will show you the information. So I have selected widget IDs. This is a campaign which runs in the United States on MGID traffic. So I have the widget list for today here. So the data today is looking quite good because of two big conversions, about $150 each, which makes the campaign today extremely profitable, over 372% ROI. But the day is still long, right? I'm recording this at 11 a.m., so there is still a lot more time to go. Obviously, it would be most interesting. This campaign has been running for about 5 days now to look at the entire overview. And as you can see, it is still really profitable with a 51.36% ROI. People always ask me, Colin, what's the cost? Why you only show the revenue? That's not specifically the case. It's just easier to explain it that way because I don't want you to focus on the ROI while in the testing phase. Right? I work with the testing phase, an optimization phase, and a scaling phase. The scaling phase is where the money is made, right? The testing phase is where your investment is made. Although I run this campaign in the testing phase and already make money, doesn't mean you can easily do the same. Of course, my years of experience, my thousands of campaigns I've already operated, that I already ran, are obviously going to help me in this process. Anyway, we're dealing with quite a small widget list. This was provided to me by my MGID account manager. I basically asked for top traffic placements, basically which have the most traffic available. This is a desktop campaign and I'm not that impressed with how much traffic is available because the daily budget is never spent, which for me indicates that there might be a reach problem coming up soon. Anyway, looking at the data, we can see that there are 1, 2, 3 profitable widgets, which obviously we look for the profit first for the green numbers, where there is 1 front-end sale here, there is 1 sale, 1 upsell, and there's here 4 front-end sales, 1 upsell. So the upsells are doing quite well in terms of additional revenue, about $261, $66. So that's on the profit count. Even the upsells are required to make that work. But I'm not really looking for profit in the first week anyway. This is just, as I said, very good. What I'm more focused on is looking where the reach is at, if the data is stable, and I will take you through each of these variables. So the first thing I look at is each of the widgets I want to apply the CPA rule. So the Okinawa Flat Belly Tonic on average pays about, I think, $111. Well, 112, 120, right? So it depends because this one is 60, but this one is 4 front ends of 505, so it should be around 122. Yeah, probably it's around 120. I want to allocate each of their budget on a one-time CPA rule, which means each widget is allowed to spend $121 until it makes a conversion. If it makes no conversion, I pause that placement after $121 spent, which means that this top placement will be paused today if it spends an additional $10. Why? Because it has pushed 63 clicks to the offer, which is not that much, but it doesn't convert, right? This one has supplied 82 clicks and converted 5 times. So there is quite a big discrepancy there. right? And of course, you could do 2 times CPA, 3 times CPA. It depends on how profitable the campaign is. I might give it 1.5 times CPA, which means 121, then divided by 2, which is about 60, plus 121, 181, instead of 120, right? I'm doing this because I want to give the campaign enough room to test each widget properly, right? Especially with a list of only, well, what would this be? 20, 25 placements. You want to do this properly. If you have a list of, let's say, 800 widgets, you might want to use half time CPA, 1 time CPA, depending on how many of these widgets are active, because 800 widgets will not be active at the same time relative to the bid, right? So you might have a pool of 50 or 100 active widgets, which are actually spending, and then you apply the CPA rule to that. In this case, what you'll notice is that my bid is not high enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 widgets. So these 8 widgets have not spent anything, barely anything. These ones also very little. The bid is basically not high enough. I need to bid more. But if we're looking at, let's say, the CPCs, so obviously we need to take into consideration the click-through rate here, which is about 47%. So these CPCs should go divided by 2, but still the CPCs are already $1, right? Sometimes even more than $1, which is quite expensive. So the CPC is $1 on average, right? And 1.8, 47%. So yeah, $1-ish, just under $1, 93, 96 cents there. Which I mean is quite significant already. So the testing is still going on, the CPC is already significant, and therefore we usually say US tier 1 campaigns are not that easy to operate for beginners because it can get quite expensive quite quickly. Therefore, if you have an account manager, I would say work with MGID because they assign everybody an account manager. It would be recommended to ask for a big blacklist or a short whitelist, right? So I requested a whitelist, and I specifically told them, don't give me 500 widgets, right? I want to have a small number of widgets. I didn't expect it to be this small, but usually I ask for 100 to 200 widgets, right? And then top traffic, because the problem I usually run into myself is reach problems, right? Where basically there is no more traffic. As soon as you have a profitable campaign, you want to have some scale to it, so you can move from that optimization phase into that scaling phase. And if that doesn't happen, yeah, it's fucked up, right? Let me show you. So the CPA rule is then the most important initial step, what to look at, right? Now I also take into consideration, usually quite quickly, the cost per views are actually right here, the CPCs that we're paying. Yeah, so it's like about 80 cents, right? 80, 90 cents, like I said. The CTR percentage is very important for me, right? The lender I'm using, which is a VSL1 from Debru, needs to be at least 40%, right? The click-through rate needs to be at least 40% for us in order to be able to, I don't know, aim for profitability. I know the 40%, if the quality of the traffic is good, I can have 40%, and with 40% I can make things profitable. With 20% it's already a lot more difficult to make things profitable. I have 47% on average, which I'm really happy about. So on the initial test, only 1, 2, 3 are below average. The rest is all above average, and these ones haven't really gotten any traction yet because they have received no traffic, right? So the CTR is quite an important metric. If your CTR is significantly low, you might want to split test elements on the lender or use a completely different style lender, right? So if you have, let's say, a 5% click-through rate, you would want to use a completely different style lender because what you're trying to do is not working. If you change elements on the lender, it's unlikely to go from 5% to 50%, right? It's more so likely to go from 5% to 10%. And 10% is still not enough, right? So you got to keep that in mind in order to be able to work with the data properly. One fun fact is that because the campaign I would say is quite expensive, this campaign, to basically, I look at revenue, I don't look at profit. I know the profit numbers are there and that's what everybody wants to see, but this is a testing campaign. So this profit might be gone in no time. I look at revenue primarily just to see if it consistently converts. That's important. So the revenue is 872, right? And that is based on about 300 clicks on the offer, which is really good. And about 700 clicks total, which is, I mean, we would have to keep our eye on the cost per click, definitely, right? Then these two are more than 100 and this one is more than 100, okay? What you need to consider is that for 658 clicks, which is barely a handful in media buying, especially a native, this is what you could buy in an hour on a big scale campaign. You already spent 570 bucks, right? And that's why usually native ads can get quite expensive quite quickly if you do not follow a proper structure, right? With my structure, I control the cost, I optimize rapidly on the key indicators that matter, CTR, ROI, total cost, those setups, and that will basically allow you to funnel down the metrics. And that's the whole thing from the testing phase. The most important thing to realize is it's not that you're looking for profit. That's what everybody thinks, right? Everybody's just focused on profit, profit, profit. But that's not how media buying works in the native advertising industry. The ROI is important, the profit is important. But if you know that your flow works, if you have a proven to convert offer, you use a template of a lender that you know would work, right? Then it's just about finding the right traffic for your offer, right? It's simple. So you're not doing an inclusion game where you're looking for profits, where you're working with an exclusion game. You want to remove the variables that don't work for your campaign. Right? And that's what the CPA rule is all about. So I'm not going to scale these widgets right now that are making money, right? I'm going to push more money if I want to scale the campaign in terms of faster testing. I'm going to push more money to these widgets. I want to get them to hit the CPA rule as soon as possible, because then I have made my investment, I can remove them, I know this doesn't work, and then I can double down on what works. Right? What happens if you double down on what's working right now? Your profit might go up, right? The campaign will never complete the testing phase. So while you're making some money, the money is still being drained your profits, right? So $100 a day might go to testing, $400 a day might go to your profits, your ROI widgets, and you make about 200. I rather make 300 a day consistently where I know I no longer have to test, because we don't want to run one campaign, we want to run dozens of campaigns, right? I don't want to make $10 a day, I don't want to make $100 a day, I want to make thousands. And to be able to do this consistently, and obviously I'm speaking from experience, so I'm telling you, you want to remove the cost part as soon as possible, right? My preferred way is just cut off everything that doesn't work, keep everything that works, and then work with that while you launch the next campaign, right? And what you're doing is you're basically stacking on the profitable widgets on the campaigns, right? So widgets, identified, profit, and remove everything else. And the next one, and the next one. And then what you create is basically a foundation of profits. And obviously it will not last forever that way, but that's the idea, that's the goal. When we go back, so today obviously is quite a good day in terms of the results. You can see not all widgets have spent. So today was 372 ROI so far and it's still spending. Yesterday, 61%. Tuesday, I want to show you a day where it's not profitable. Yeah, here. So see, minus 70% on this day. Only one conversion worth $60. Right, so on this day it was not profitable. On this day, a Monday, it was also not profitable, minus 100%, no conversions at all. Sunday was also not profitable. And then Saturday, that was the first day it ran, it was profitable, right? 2,700%. very little spent, only $6 in spend, and a very big conversion of $190. What is important to note, or what I would say is important to note, is that because the conversions have such high value, right? One conversion could already be $120. You would need some significant spend, right? So you cannot spend, if you only spend like $100 a day and one conversion is $120, there will be days when you have no conversions, right? If you spend $1,000 a day and therefore break even is 10 conversions, you'll be sure to have some conversions every day. Might not be 10, sometimes might be 20, sometimes might be 5, but it's very unlikely that you would have 0 conversions over 1,000 clicks on a proven to convert funnel, right? That's very important to keep in mind. So my plan for this campaign over the next couple of days, which I will probably show you on this channel, so keep watching, is to narrow down the placements. I don't want to up the bids too much. I had a chat with my account manager how to get more reach, because the budget for this campaign is $500 a day, and it's, as you can see, barely spending $100 a day. So she gave me some feedback, add more creatives, we could add some more placements, extend the whitelist. I'm not really feeling that, because I still have basically all these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, especially these ones, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 placements full of opportunity, right? And I want to basically get rid of these 16 placements at the top, 17, so I can then focus on the profitable ones and then squeeze the campaign, and that's where we make the real 1K a day kind of profits, right? And I have most of my effort focused on, obviously, on this specific widget. I'm only running, I think, 1 or 2 teasers ads on this campaign, and she told me to add about 20 more, as that will also help the algorithm pick up these teasers and giving it a lot more reach on the campaign. So I don't know if that's actually the best thing to do, but of course I'll follow her advice and just put it to a test, right? Because that's all we can do as media buyers. But this campaign is looking very promising. It is desktop, so I'm looking to prepare over the next couple of days on the same flow with some minor adjustments, as well a mobile campaign, in order to see if I can get a lot more traffic, because on mobile, you know, it's just so much easier. But I'm happy with the 51.36% profitability so far, because now I have more room to test, because all the testing basically right now is free, right? I have $300 in profit-ish, $295, which now I can reinvest into the campaign to basically exclude these widgets and move forward to more profits and then the scale. This is what I wanted to show you, the update so far in this campaign, how I optimize, or at least test so far. The optimization will come later when there's more spent, but my thought pattern is obviously very important, and I hope I was able to teach you something in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Ask your questions down in the comments below, because I always answer them, and otherwise I'll pick it up in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Really quick before you go, if you are serious about scaling your business with native ads, you now have a unique opportunity to book a call with myself or my team 100% free of charge by checking the description down below, fill out the form, and hop on a call with us where we examine your business and the opportunity for scale with native advertising. So if you're interested in that, check the description down below.